This video is on the topic of magnetic fields and magnetic field strength. What is a magnetic field? A magnetic field is an area in which a magnetic pole experiences a force. That magnetic pole could be a permanent magnet, or it could be the induced pole of a magnetized magnetic material such as iron, cobalt, nickel, or steel. So if we place a north pole into the north pole region of this magnetic field, it will experience a repulsive force. And if we place it in the region of the south pole, it will experience an attractive force. Remember that a magnet is defined as an object that produces its own magnetic field. And it's important to remember that magnetic fields are three-dimensional. So if you imagine that you are looking at the magnet from the side as if it was sitting on a table, the field lines would be produced above and below the magnet as well as to the sides. In fact, the field lines would surround the magnet in 360 degrees. Magnetic field lines always come out at the North Pole and go in at the South Pole. They go from north to south. This is indicated by arrows on each field line. The direction of the arrow shows the direction that the force would act on a North Pole placed in the field at that point. Remember to draw these arrows on any diagrams that you are asked to produce in the exam because there is usually a mark for doing so. What are magnetic forces? A magnetic force is simply the push or pull experienced by two interacting poles. Magnetic forces occur due to the interaction between two magnetic fields. For example, when opposite poles are brought close to one another, their field lines align, creating a strong magnetic field between the 2 points, resulting in an attractive force. The magnets are pulled towards each other. When two like poles are brought into proximity, their field lines do not align. Here we can see the field lines leaving the two north poles, circling outwards to the south poles. The fields create an invisible buffer that you can feel very strongly if you do this with actual magnets. This is a repulsive force. The magnets are pushed away from one another. Magnetic field strength is shown by the relative spacing of the field lines. When the field lines are closer together, the magnetic field is stronger. When the field lines are further apart, the magnetic field is weaker. Let's take a look at an example exam question. Which diagram shows the strongest magnetic field? It's a multiple choice question, so it's worth 1 mark. Always begin by relating the question to the physics that you have learned by asking, what do I know about this topic that will help me here? Well, we know that magnetic field strength is shown by the relative spacing of the field lines. And we know that the closer the field lines are to one another, the greater the field strength. So we're looking for where the field lines are closer together. If it's difficult to see by eye, you can always use a ruler. We can see here that the field lines in diagrams C and D are closer together than the field lines in diagrams A and B. But watch out for the distractors. Distractors are answer options that are very similar to the correct answer, and they are designed to catch you out. Don't fall for it. Can you see what the distractor is here? Well, we know that field lines always go from north to south. Diagrams B and C have their field lines going from south to north, so we can discount these answer options. Therefore, the diagram that shows the strongest magnetic field is D. In summary, a magnetic field is a region of space in which a magnetic pole experiences a force. Magnetic fields are represented by field lines that go from north to south. We use arrows to show this. The direction shows the force that a north pole would experience if placed within the field. A magnetic force is the interaction of two magnetic fields. And magnetic field strength is shown by the relative spacing of the field lines. The closer the lines, the stronger the field. Don't forget to check out all our other fantastic revision resources here at Save My Exams.